Okay, welcome to how to do the microphone project editing. So here we go. First off, let's click on the script. You're going to read the intro with your phone, and all the way at the bottom, you're going to read the outro with your phone. But first, you have to have an opinion. So you can't really do both of these recordings until you've edited everything. So let's take a look at how to edit. So first off, I shared the recording with you, and it will be named, microphone audition project or something. And you can click on that. So I'm going to click on my example. So I recorded myself, and I'm going to show you a few things about how to edit it, how to export it, and put it into your blog post. So first off, this is going to take a little bit of time. So what you want to do is listen through. So I have the original recording up here. That's unedited. So if I were to listen to it, it's going to sound like this. I'm now standing 8 inches in front of the Shure SM7B. Let's pause these. The Shure SM7B. Okay, right here I make a mistake. I pause a lot. So I needed to edit that pause out. So if I were to zoom in, boop, 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 there's a number of things. If you click edit, it gives you some options. So I did a lot of cutting. So right here, if I need to cut this pause out, what I do is, again, if I click edit, it gives you some options, but split region is what I had to do a lot of. What that means is you click here, hit Command E, and then this dead space right here, I'm going to cut that out. So I'll click here, click again, make sure I select this one, Command E, and then I delete that piece, and then I bring this over here and I listen to see if it sounds good.
Is an industry standard.
See how that flows really nicely?
SM7B is an industry.
Instead of all that dead space. So there's a lot of that you're going to need to do. Now, if I zoom back out, you can see I did a lot of edits, a lot of goobers and dead space I had to cut out. So that's to get it to flow smoothly. That's the first thing you do. So what I did with the original one is I used my notebook and I listened through for different things, like different levels of sound, like if it was too loud or too quiet for certain things, where the goobers were that I'm going to have to cut out. I just jotted down some stuff on my notebook. Okay, that was the first time listening, just jotting stuff down. Then I went through and I started cutting out all the dead space, all the places where I made mistakes, and so on and so forth. Then, now that took a while, okay? So this is the intro I recorded with my phone, and here's the outro I recorded with my phone. We'll talk about that in a moment. But the next thing is you have to adjust the audio levels. So if you click here, and I'm going to zoom in here so you can see this a little bit better. I'm holding down the Alt or Option key on my keyboard, and I'm scrolling up and down so I can make it bigger. If you use the command, you can go left to right. Kind of cool. You can zoom way in if you need to. So I'm just going to go like this. Again, this is command with scrolling wheel on my PC mouse. You can use your fingers on the Mac mouse. It should work the same. And then Alt or Option to make it bigger. So you'll notice when I clicked here, it revealed a volume track. If I click right here, I can then turn the volume up or down. If I don't like this, I can just delete that dot. Every time you click it, it puts a new dot and you can do things. So if I go like this, I can turn up, turn down. And again, if I don't like that dot, I can get rid of it. And what I was listening to as I was going through is the first mic wasn't loud enough, so I boosted it. The second two mics needed to come up a little bit, but not as far. And this was my normal level. They seem to be okay. This mic needed to be turned up a little bit more as well. So I found out where my normal level was going to be because I don't want to have to put a lot of dots in here. So I found that this was my average volume. They seemed to be the right loudness. And then I had to bump these two up. This first mic was a little bit needed even more. And then the last mic, I think that's what this is, I had to bump up a little bit as well. You want all the volumes to be the same loudness to your ear. That's really important. Okay. All right, moving on. If I go ahead and I'll close this, I've now edited all the goobers out. I've adjusted the volume. Next, I need to record my intro and my outro. And so I have some pictures here. I use my phone and I use the audio recording app. It's the specific name is called the Voice Memos. That is on an iPhone. if you have, sorry about the click. If you have a different phone, you're just looking for something to record audio. Okay, once you record it, here's the name of it. I just titled it Microphone Audition Introduction. Then what you do is click on the three dots, click share, then click on Gmail. There are my kids, that's my wife, that's fun. Then what you want to do is pick yourself, email it to yourself. That's all. It's going to attach the file and it's going to email it to you. Yay. And when you're done, it's going to look like this. Here's the email to myself. I can then download the file. And I put this image in there as well. Just download it and then put it on your computer. And then when you come over to Soundtrap, let's go back into Soundtrap. When you're in here, you can, here, let me make these a little bit smaller. You can import file. And so I put the two audio files on my desktop so you can see them right there. And then I just clicked it. I'll just import it again. And we can't because blah, blah, blah. But I already imported them in, so it's all fine. And then what I did is I put the intro here. I had to select all this stuff and move it back and forth so that the intro is the first thing you hear. And if I zoom in, right here you can see the plus. This is another way you can zoom in and out. I'm going to turn off the mute. I want to hear these. I'm going to mute the original because I'm not using that anymore. And so if I play the original, here's what it sounds like.
Hi. I recorded my voice in front of several popular microphones to hear how each one colored or affected the sound of my voice.
I'm now standing 8 inches in front of the Shure SM7B.
You want to hear the difference between the phone and then the first recording. And at the end of it, I just line this up so that it lines up pretty well. And you're going to notice, watch this, when I hit play.
Price range. Well, that concludes my...
That was a little bit too long of a pause, so I might tuck this under a little bit.
Price range. Well,
that was still a little too long, so I'll go like that, and I'll bump it up there.
Price range. Well, that concludes my recording exercise.
Okay, now I'm ready to export these out. So let me zoom this out, and I'm going to now export them out. So I go like this. I go to File, Export, and what I want, MP3 is fine. Now waves are better quality sound, but MP3s are smaller, and for putting this on the website, it's going to be fine. So I'm not really worried about, hey, that was my cat. I'm not really worried about that. So your export is in progress. Who want to wait? Who can wait? And then, okay. And we're just going to wait for that. Once it's there, let's go over to the blog. The blog post, which I already put in your blog, you're welcome. I took the word template off it. You're going to follow my directions. You have this sheet of paper to check off what you're doing for quality. We are measuring quality for audio production, and that means editing the volume so they're consistent, editing out the goobers so it flows smoothly so we don't hear ums and ahs or dead space. And when you're done with that, you're going to put it under here. Just delete all this stuff, and you're going to place the audio file here. And so when you click Add Media, your view is actually going to be a little bit different. I think I'll show you this live in class. But you can upload files, select the files. Again, depending, let's say it's already saved on my desktop. I would then upload it, and it automatically will place it into your blog post right here. And I can demonstrate that live in class with somebody's blog just to make sure you understand how to do that. All right, that is the end of my, one more thing. Just a reminder, when you click on tutorials before you enter the studio, when you scroll down, you're going to see audio recording tutorials, studio. This is the stuff that is really, really helpful. So supposedly you went through this last week-ish at some point, maybe even the week before, but it's just refreshing your memory. Here are the tutorials on how to do the things. My video here is to kind of give you a quick run through of the process, but it's not every little thing that you should have learned already with Soundtrap. But I just wanted to give you a quick example of how to edit and where to spend the time. All right, I am now done. Thanks for watching.